Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess and Doll Collector, and I have with me Mia, aka Winter's Over. And today we are talking about where the heck can you find a Blythe doll? This is something that when I first started getting interested in these dolls, I realized it was kind of challenging. Where am I going to buy one of these dolls? I really want one. Where can I get one? I can tell you where you can't get them. You cannot get them at most big box stores or Toys R Us or anything like that. Sometimes I've heard of people getting these dolls in large cities like New York City. You might find a retailer there where I do not know. But even then, it's not like you're going to go walking down New York City street and see a Blythe doll shop. You're not. Now, Japan, you probably could. There are Blythe doll shops in Japan. But in the U.S., there is no actual place you can just kind of easily walk into and buy one of these dolls. So that means it's the internet for you. That is where you must find these dolls. And I'm going to put a listing of the retail sites that I personally know about. I am not sanctioning any of these. I am not, in any way affiliated with them whatsoever. So buyer beware. Do not make me responsible for you buying your doll. But I'll put a list of links to them in here. If you're watching me on my blog or some other place other than YouTube, you might want to click over to YouTube directly to watch this so you can get a list of those links, which I will, like I said, all right, so first I'm going to just talk about where to get the real Blythes, the Takara stock dolls. And I'm including Blythes, including this is a Neo size 12-inch Blythe, but also the middies and the petite, which are all considered Blythe, a part of the Blythe doll family. Junie Moon, of course, is the numero uno one that most people talk about. That is a shop that is actually a physical shop and has a website, but very often Junie Moon has no dolls. I did look over there today, and there were a couple of dolls, a couple of new releases. Sometimes they will have a new release come out, and they will actually have what they call a lottery, where you can enter the lottery and be selected to be lucky enough to buy a doll from them. I know it. Kind of crazy. But they don't always have dolls over there. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They don't have a huge, I've never seen them have a ton of them. The prices are fairly decent as far as just if you comparatively speaking, if you look at some of the other retail sites, but you don't know for sure about shipping. I've heard as far as shipping to the U.S., that it could cost at least about $25 on up to $35. So that is just what I've heard. I have not purchased from Junie Moon before. Another place that is got quite a few is called, I got a list here, so just excuse me for looking down. Timell Asia. That is a website. Again, I have not purchased from them, but they have quite a good, fairly decent selection of toys in general. And in fact, some of these also have pull-up dolls. So if you like any of these other type of Asian, Korean, Chinese, whatever dolls, you'll find that some of these sites, these websites will have both. Dollfy is another place that I found the Blythe Neos, and they were actually not too bad of a price. I almost purchased a doll from there, but I had trouble just with the interface confusing me, and I contacted them. They were very helpful, suggested that maybe I try because they have an English version and I believe a Chinese version. And they said the Chinese version works better. And because the English version said something about how it was including shipping, but then when I went out, tried to go through the shipping thing, it added shipping on it. I was like, what's going on? So yeah, it was confusing, and I just kind of decided, not for me. But they do have, and I've known, actually, I should say I've known people that have bought from Dollfy World and been happy. My personal preference is CC Toys, and by the way, I should put this out there for CC Toys or any other toy company, and I'm saying this facetiously, but I'm also saying it sincerely. If you send me dolls, I would do reviews for you on my videos. I would do video reviews for you on my YouTube channel for free dolls. Totally do it. Yeah. I would pimp for the doll, right? Yeah. So, but CC Toys is where I have purchased my stock Blythe dolls and been quite happy with their service. They are out of Hong Kong. Again, the URL's down there, and you'll see it has a .hk, meaning Hong Kong. What I like about them is that they include shipping, and so I know before I even put it in the shopping cart, I know how much it's going to cost. And this helps me too, because sometimes if I see a doll on there and I don't have the funds and I'm going to have to save up for it, I know exactly how much I need. Now, that said, sometimes you'll see a doll on there and then 2 days later the doll's not on there anymore because they don't have it anymore. So but then the doll will sometimes come back. So that's happened with me with I bought Sprite Beauty from them, and I think I had to wait before I saw it on there 3 different times before I could purchase it, because I couldn't afford it yet, so I had to wait. And but yeah, they have a pretty good selection. Now, I would also suggest that always when you're looking at any of these websites, make sure that you check the return policy. And some of these websites like Junie Moon and I believe CC Toys also, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure, they actually get their dolls from Takara. So when they buy a doll like this, they're buying it directly from the manufacturer. They're not somebody like on Amazon or eBay who bought it from somebody who bought it from somebody who bought it from somebody. And why is that important? It's because if you need to return the doll for some reason, it's going to be much easier to return it to a company that actually buys the doll directly from the manufacturer versus somebody who doesn't. Okay? And you should always check the manufacturing, not the manufacturing. You should always check the return policy of any website, because if there is some sort of manufacturer defect, just as an example, maybe she has a big piece of hair missing back here, right? Say you get the doll. You would not see that if it was in the box, and neither would the retailer, neither would the person who's selling it on eBay. They would not see that, right? Because she's in the box, you'd only see the front of her. So you need to just buyer beware, prepare, just in case something would happen. You want to be able to return your doll and get a new doll. And that's usually what happens from what I've heard. Knock on wood, this has not happened to me and never will. But usually from what I've heard, you contact the company you bought it from. They may or may not work with you directly or send you to Takara. You send the doll back to Takara naked, okay, no stock with the doll. They send you a new naked doll to replace it. That's what I've heard that the procedure is. Now, whether that can happen if you buy the doll from, say, someone who's selling her personal doll to you through a Facebook group, or someone who's selling it through eBay, I don't know if that's really that simple or not. In fact, I don't know, do you know if that's ever happened? I mean, put your comments down there. But I've heard of people who have bought a doll and found some big, massive problem with it. Something like a stain or something on the body, and had to try to figure out how to return it. So that hasn't happened a lot, but it does happen. Okay, other places. Big Eyed Buys is another website. Mandrake is one that I've been on a few times. It is it translates. I believe it's in Japanese or Chinese. I think it's Japanese. And when you go there, it'll automatically, if you're using Chrome, it'll say, do you want to translate this? But translate is still not actual real English, if you know what I mean. So they have quite a large selection the few times I've been there. They even have dolls that have been used as display dolls and that kind of thing, but it's pretty much you get what you buy. Which is understandable. If they're telling you this is a used doll, this doll's used, this was on a display, it's been sitting out, 5 billion people have been manhandling it. Okay, it's not new and pristine in the box. Okay, so keep that in mind. But, sometimes that's a way for you to get maybe a special doll that you really want. Hobby Link Japan is another website, and then Magma Heritage. So there's quite a bit of retailers out there who do sell these. Again, like I said, Amazon and eBay, but really, really watch it, because with those, first of all, like I said, those probably are not getting them directly from Takara, those retailers. Maybe they are, but I'm thinking they're not. And also, the other issue with them is that the price. I'm going to blank there for a minute. I think that often when I see the same dolls on Amazon and eBay that I see at some of these retailers like CC Toys, the prices to me seem quite a bit higher. And sometimes it'll even have, say, well, this includes shipping or not. But I would say sometimes the prices are anywhere from, $20 plus more on eBay and Amazon. So unless it's a doll that you just cannot find anywhere else, really, really, consider that. Do your homework. And I know how it is when you want your first doll, you're just like, you get very, I don't know, obsessive about it and impatient. But you're just going to have to calm down because it's going to take a long time. Wherever you get this doll, if you're in the U.S., if you're not in Asia, let's put it that way, it's going to take a while to get to you, especially if you're in the U.S., minimum of a couple of weeks once you put your order in, minimum. Okay, so just it's worth spending the time to do your homework and make sure that you have the doll that you want, that you understand the return policy, that you've gotten the best price you could possibly get, etc. Okay, as far as fake dolls go, you will also find some fake dolls on eBay and Aliexpress as well. Aliexpress. Aliexpress is like a Chinese version of eBay, and that's where I've gotten all of my fakey dolls, and I've been quite pleased. One of them I was kind of so about. Two of them I really liked. I'm waiting now actually for another fakey that I got from a website, a seller on AliExpress I've never purchased from before, so we'll see how that goes. But AliExpress has individual vendors who have little shops in there, and it's Asian. They're from China, Singapore, whatever. They're so it's going to take you a while to get your doll. But again, I found that the prices for the fakey dolls compared to fakey dolls I've seen on eBay seem to be quite a bit less on AliExpress. That's just my personal view. So the other thing, other than making sure that you check the return policies on any place that you decide to purchase from, the other issue I would tell you to be aware of is that your doll might have issues. The issue is issues. Be aware that even a new pristine doll in the box might have hair problems. Watch some of my deboxings and you'll see what I'm talking about. But generally, even the new stock dolls, they are known for having greasy hair that you are probably going to have to wash. Sometimes their hair might be uneven in the bottom. Her hair wasn't too bad. I did have to wash it. This was a winterish allure, by the way, again. And her hair, I did wash it. Okay, so it really just depends. I did get a Sprite Beauty recently. She's one of my most recent purchases, and I did not have to wash her hair at all. So, but that's just something to be aware of. Sometimes I've even seen mentioned that you might find spots or staining on some of the bodies. Again, I haven't had that issue, but those are just things to be aware of. That at the very least, when it comes to the new doll in box stock doll, like I said, expect to have to wash her hair, and it's not a huge deal. But yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of wrap it up there. Yeah. Oh, sorry. One other place I forgot to mention are Facebook groups, which I kind of did, but there's a lot of groups online, especially on Facebook, where you can have dolly adoption groups, basically, and you can buy stock dolls, fakey dolls, customized dolls, everything that members will sell to one another. Again, buyer beware, ask around. Remember that the person is selling a doll that she has, so if there's something wrong with it that she did not tell you or he did not explain to you that and let you know ahead of time, you cannot send the doll back to Takara, right? So, but that is another way where people, like sometimes people will get I've seen people will buy a new release, like this is a fairly new doll, Winter Chaleurs, came out in December 2015. And they'll get her and they'll go, oh, she's not really what I wanted. And they'll sell it right away, sometimes even before they take it out of the box. So it's something that you can, for sure take a look at and, consider. Maybe a hard to find doll would be something you'd want to check on over there too. So yeah, Facebook groups are also a place to go and check. There's what they call dolly adoption groups and that kind of thing. Some people, just want to get rid of their dolls. Maybe they're getting out of the hobby, or maybe they're just changing directions in the hobby. Again, though, I have to say a lot of times it's not been unusual where I've seen a doll for sale in a dolly adoption group on Facebook, meaning someone else already had taken it out of the box and all that good stuff. Usually, I mean, some of them are new in package, but a lot of them have been taken out, and they'll say, oh, she's in great shape and all this kind of thing. But I'll see the doll on there, and I go to another retailer site like CC Toys, and they have the same doll brand new in the box for as much as, if not less than, what some of these other people are selling. So if you're a seller of your dolls, I think it's always a good idea to check that. That actually happened when I purchased Monique Magnifique. I saw her for about the same price, and they did not want to give her stock, which she has really cute stock. Her dress and everything is really, really cute. Her dress, her stocking shoes, all of it, everybody would want that. So yeah, it was without her stock, they were selling that doll used for as much as a brand new doll with all of her stock, including shipping, as CC Toys. So, just be a smart consumer. Don't just go freak out like, I want that doll, I'm buying it now. Ah! Take your time, okay? Save your pennies and do your homework. All right, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or comments or know of other places to buy real Blythe or fakey dolls, feel free to put them in the comments. Don't spam the crap out of me, but put it down there. Yeah. And I hope you all have a wonderful Dolly Day.